Hi, I'm Doña Isabel de Tarragona, and today I'll be sharing some of the great Andalusian minds. First up, we have Lubna de Cordoba. Lubna was born in Cordoba in the mid to late 10th century. She was born to a slave in a harem and raised in the court of Caliph Abd al-Rahman III, who lived from 891 to 961, who reigned as emir and then caliph from 912 to 961. Lubna was educated and became a poet and scribe, a nashika, copyist and translator, who wrote commentaries and annotations to manuscripts in the palace library. This was during a period of major translation efforts between books in Greek and Latin into Arabic. She was also a mathematician with a particular interest in pi, and she was also a tutor to the royal children, which included teaching them how to play chess. This image is a miniature from Alfonso X's Book of Chess, Dices, and Tables, circa 1283. It shows Moorish women in Arabic clothes playing chess with a European woman in headscarf playing an oud or lute. Alfonso X was the king of Castile, Leon, and Galicia from 1252 until his death in 1284. This book is kept at the St. Lorenz de Escritorio, Madrid. Arabic chronicles say that there were more than 170 female scribes in the regions of Cordoba during this more egalitarian time. Lubna worked under the Umayyad Caliph al-Hakam II, who reigned from 961 to 976, and was freed by him, becoming his resident secretary and scholar, Katiba al-Kubra, writing diplomatic letters in many languages such as Latin, Greek, and Hebrew. She was also in charge of his library, the Library of Cordoba, which housed hundreds of thousands of books and was known as the House of Knowledge. This image is an imagined portrait of Lubna done in 2012 by the artist Jose Luis Munoz with oils on wood panel. It is part of a series on women of Al-Andalus in the Casa de la Memoria collection in Seville. Along with Hasdai ibn Shaprut, a Jewish scholar and another great Andalusian mind, she was the driving force behind the creation of the famous library of the Madinat al-Zahra Palace Library, which was home to more than 400,000 books, it was rumored. Many were specializing in astronomy and mathematics. The ruins of this library can be visited today, approximately 5 miles west of Cordoba, and it was said to have a 44-volume catalog and employed 500 people. Al-Mansur burned many of the scientific books in this library in the garden during one of his campaigns. He was regent during Al-Hakam's son's reign, who was only 11 when Al-Hakam passed away. This image is the Salon Rico, or Salon de Abderrahman III de la Ciudad Palatina de Madinat al-Zahra in Cordoba, and is similar to what the architecture of the library may have looked like. Al-Mansur had all the ancient science books destroyed in 976. The palace and the buildings were razed in the civil wars and siege of Cordoba from 1009 to 1013 that followed Al-Mansur's reign. Some of the books from the library are preserved in Toledo. In the Chronicles of Ibn Bashkaval about Lubna, he said, "She wrote excellently, knew grammar and poetry. Her knowledge of mathematics was enormous. She was also experienced in other sciences. There was no one more noble than her in the Umayyad palace." Part of Lubna's legacy is a street in Cordoba named for her in 2019, Avenida Escriba Lubna, recognizing the impact of Andalusian women. This image is an aerial view of her namesake street and a street view image as well. Similarly to other women throughout time, there are questions to her identity. Some of the stories associated with her may have been an amalgam with another scribe named Fatima, who worked in the same court, as well as the later poet Walada, another great Andalusian mind. Fatima came from a family of scribes and was also in charge of Al-Hakam's libraries, particularly the cataloging of new titles. It is more likely that she, rather than Lubna with her royal secretary duties, was the one who traveled the Mediterranean collecting books with a long string of camels loaded from the book markets of Baghdad, Constantinople, Cairo, Damascus, and others. The story of Lubna predicting an eclipse to the shock of a caliph is more likely her, given her reputation and knowledge of mathematics. She was a highly educated and fascinating scholar during the golden age of Al-Andalus, and worthy of your further exploration.